Hey guys, Amar here with ZenMaid. I'm the CEO and co-founder here. I wanted to show you the various scheduling views that we have released over the past 11 years working in this industry. So before I jump into this, because what I'm about to show you might be a little bit overwhelming, just keep in mind that out of the scheduling views that I am about to show you, the vast majority of ZenMaid users will use only one of these views approximately 80% of the time, and then in the remaining 20% of the time may navigate to a couple of other views to address specific situations that you might run into in your cleaning company every day. So yeah, let's jump into it. We are going to start with the calendar view that you see here. You can see that we have the weekly view. So this is going to look very similar to Google Calendar if you are familiar with this. And you can see it's only showing 5 days. So for this account, we have removed the weekends to just give you guys a little bit more space. But like so many softwares out there, you can just drag and drop appointments to where you want to go. You can reschedule it to only for this appointment or for all appointments going forward in this series, because this is a recurring appointment that's on the schedule. So we make it unbelievably easy. It tells you who the cleaners are that are going to be impacted, as well as some stuff around the financials. So everything very, very straightforward there. As you get bigger, though, this view can get a little bit unwieldy. That right now it's readable, but not necessarily great. So if we go into the day view, this makes it a lot easier when you have a lot more appointments to see all of the details of all of the appointments that are on your schedule for the day. And of course, you can drag and drop from here as well. You've also got the initials of all of the cleaners here in the bottom right, and then you can filter with a bunch of different classifications by cleaners, by teams, by statuses, by the recurrence, whether the appointments have been paid or unpaid. And then down at the bottom, it tells you which appointments are currently hidden based on your current filters. And then same thing you can do is you can color by team, you can color by cleaners, by status, by recurrence, so you can see the different recurrences there, and then whether things have been paid or unpaid. So that is a nice view depending on your size. The monthly view is one that's actually preferred by maid services of all sizes, because you can have as many appointments as you want on the monthly view, and will still be able to read everything properly. You do have to scroll down to find all of the dates and all of that. But this view is one that a lot of folks will use, and then will stick with as they grow, versus the weekly view, which a lot of people choose to start with, but then will move to either the monthly view or the day view as they get bigger and more successful on ZenMaid. Next up, we have the list view here in ZenMaid that just gives you a simple list of all of your appointments for the day in chronological order. And this is very similar, but without the color coding, to the monthly view or even to the daily view. But obviously, it's visualized a tiny bit differently. And one of the really cool things, one of the reasons that a lot of people use the list view for that 20% of time, is because you can see here on the left side that you can check off multiple of these appointments, and then in bulk you can change the status of all of them. So at the end of the day, you could mark them all as completed or paid off or whatever it might be. If you have credit cards on file in ZenMaid, you could charge multiple credit cards at once. So as long as you confirmed all of the financials in these appointments, you could come in. The only reason we're not seeing that option right now on screen is simply because, for this test account that I'm using, we don't have credit cards that are linked to all of these customers. And then there's also a lot more filters on this page in terms of searching for different like date ranges with different statuses. This is also a great place if you're looking for a list of just all of your appointments for a customer. The list view can be really helpful, although we are actually revamping and upgrading this. Actually, by the time this video goes live, we may have a new list view in place that'll function function very similarly, but will offer a lot more in terms of filters and the informational hierarchy and all of that stuff. So next up, I'm going to show you guys the dispatch view. This is still in beta, has been released recently, but it essentially shows you for your week, and then all of your cleaners are here on the left side, so you can actually see who has spaces available at various times. This makes it a lot easier to essentially dispatch people, right? So this is what has traditionally been called the dispatch board that might actually be physically on a whiteboard in like your office, potentially with post-it notes or however you might be managing that. So there's a nice way to visualize that. We have two other dispatch views that function very similarly. It just depends on how you want to visualize the information. The last view that I just showed was showing the full week. This view is the horizontal one that only shows one day at a time. So you can see that on this calendar, no one is starting before 9:30 a.m. And if you knew that you needed to move Evelyn, Edwards, for example, because Abigail is off for the day, you could literally just drag it up and reassign it to Michelle or whoever is available. Next view is the vertical view, pretty much the same thing, but it just flips the axes. We just found that some people think about it this way, the way that we're thinking, and with the times on the left side, because obviously that's the default for the weekly, daily, and monthly like calendars, and some people prefer the horizontal that I just showed. So this is another way of visualizing it, but works exactly the same, that Evelyn's not available, so we're going to reassign her to Michelle. You just drag it over and click, and it'll be reassigned, right? So yeah, that's the view there. And then we have the map view. This is another view that is still in beta. That this view currently just shows you where all of your cleaners are and the different teams that are associated, so you can actually see their routes. But this view is the foundation that we're laying to calculate mileage and do route optimization and a bunch of other things that we have that we have coming. So that's a pretty fun view. Of course, that's not used too much yet, but it's going to be a lot more as we add more functions to it. And finally, we have the newest view in ZenMaid, which is the Spotfinder. So the Spotfinder was designed for when you have someone that is on the phone and you've established maybe how long of an appointment they need or how long you expect them to have an appointment and how long it'll take, as well as potentially the recurring service. So if we just put up here, if we just say that we are looking for a monthly appointment, and let's change the duration to 4 hours. And so what's going to happen here is we can scroll through and we can see on any of these time slots if everything, the entire bar is green like we're seeing right now. If we click on that spot, you will see projected into the future the availability for William Walters, and you can see that William is available for all appointments going forward on a monthly basis. And so this will check something like 15, 20 cleans into the future, and will actually warn you if there is a conflict in the future. Now, similarly, you can see that if I were to go here, there's an overlapping appointment, and so what the idea to this view is that some days you will have an availability on Tuesday, for example, that will work for you to do a one-time clean or to do the first clean for a new customer. But if you were to assign that same team or that same set of cleaners to all of the appointments going forward, the system, this view specifically, is designed to warn you that there's going to be a conflict in the future, even though there's not this day. And so this view just makes it a lot easier for you to find where you have open spots on your calendar for your recurring clients specifically. So I think that should cover the ZenMaid views that we offer. Again, the idea here is that you find one view that works for you 80% of the time, and you'll find the remaining views to to be helpful in a variety of situations. So I hope that that is helpful. I hope that gets you excited about your newest scheduling software. And as always, if you have any questions, just send us a message at support@zenmaid.com. We'd absolutely love to hear from you.